All right, all right. How's everybody doing? All right. Hey, I got a lively group today. Very happy to know that. Let me just put that there. All right, so welcome to Create a Life You Love. I'm very excited to present some information to you that you may know some of, but some of it, if you're still striving for your goals and dreams, you may not know some of it. And it has to do with working with your superconscious, which is a field of information. Only information. There's no emotion. There's only straightforward information. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. But first off, I would just like to do a little housekeeping. And I know you guys already have your phones off, but, just to reiterate that, because we'll have to take you out and to the back parking lot, and beat you and stuff. Okay, and I want to say hi to everybody that's online. And thank you all for joining. And you could write into the chat box, and you need to just select all panelists and attendees, because if you don't, then only I can see your chats and nobody else can, which is fine if you just want to talk to me, but I think that it's an interactive kind of thing, so we're going to stay interactive. Let's see here. I just want to do a little more housekeeping. All right, so if you have any questions about what you hear tonight, I would like you to just send me an email to Arlene at beittoseeit.com, and my lovely assistant Joan is going to be putting that into the chat box, so you'll have that information. All right. Okay, so let's get started, because I know you guys don't have all night to hang out with me. Well, some of you might hang out with me all night, but I know that time is precious. So today I went to Staples, and I needed to get a marker for this board because we were having problems seeing what I was writing on that board with the camera and everything, because we have a really big deal going on here with Joe from the ballroom, which is where we are tonight. And I'd like to thank him for everything he's done. So anyway, I'm at Staples, and I'm at the register. And for some reason, the gentleman is full of information and quotes, and he's happy, which is awesome, So we're talking, and I said nothing about my presentation tonight. But he said to me, "Do you know Ingrid Bergman?" And I said, "Well, I know who she is. It's kind of like out of my, I'm not that old, let's say, but I do know who she is, a Hollywood starlet." And he said this. She said, "Success is getting what you want, and happiness is wanting what you get." So it kind of blew my mind that he said that to me today, because I really didn't know how I was going to start, my presentation, and I was like, bang, here's this guy telling me how to do it. So anyway, which do you choose? Do you choose success of just getting what you want, or do you choose happiness in being happy with what you get? I have my answer, and you can have yours as well. So what I'd like you to do while we're doing the presentation today is think about what you'd like to create, what you would love to create, only because you would love to, not because of someone else, only for you. All right, where's my, I'm in trouble already. Okay, all right. Okay, so Be It to See It, that's my company, and Magnetic Mind Experience. That is about my mentor, Chris Duncan, which I will talk to you about a little later on in the presentation, because this is a person that kind of brought me to where I am right now, and I'm having a really good time pursuing my goals. It's no longer difficult. So, if you know anything about, or you've learned anything about tonight, is just that you can go towards your goals, and it doesn't have to be difficult. That's me. I'm I'm a magnetic mind coach. I'm an award-winning singer-songwriter, and I'm the founder to Be It to See It, which is my coaching company. And I'm a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer since I was a little kid. I always just imagined and fantasized like all little kids kind of do. But somewhere along the way, we lose that innocence, and we go into the day-to-day, and it's not as fun anymore, you know? So that's my dad. My parents came from Cuba in the 50s. And I know that Cuba is a hot button issue right now, and that's a whole other webinar. That's not what we're going to talk about today. But it was a country under oppression. And my father wanted to come to the U.S., but he kind of was under the gun to get out before the real dictators and communists came into the country. So he and my mom came right to the next town over from here, actually, Wallingford, Connecticut, and they had 2 kids in the land of opportunity. But it didn't come without a lot of pain, because my father was never able to go back to see his parents, and his parents passed away. So there's a lot of things to being a dreamer that we're going to try to fix so it's not painful. This is me. A dreamer and a creative. And music has always been my passion. I loved it, and I still love it. And but something was missing. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get past a certain level. And at one point, I lost all my gigs and all my money because I listened to the wrong people. And I thought, at that point, my dreams were impossible, and they must be for somebody else and not for me. But then I started to learn the secrets. And now I work with world-class musicians. Like, I don't know if you can see this slide, but there's some really behind-the-scenes guys. Like, this guy played with Johnny Winter. Both of these guys played with Johnny and Edgar Winter. This fella right here is the arranger for Diana Ross. And that's me, so I'm with all these cats that they are really living the dream. So your reality is what you believe is possible. But what is really possible? What's possible today is tomorrow's reality. We have Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile. And then, years later, Usain Bolt ran it in 9.58. What is impossible today is tomorrow's reality. We had Rosa Parks, who sat in the front of the bus. And then Susan B. Anthony, who said women should vote. And Abraham Lincoln stopped slavery. We have Beethoven, another one of my favorites, seeing as I'm a musician. He was deaf and composed his greatest symphonies after he couldn't hear a thing. The point about this is that people just don't stop. They don't stop because they have problems. They just keep going towards their goals and dreams. This is J.K. Rowling, all Harry Potter books. She was told her books were never going to sell. She was probably never going to sell a book with all of the publishers that she spoke to. But she got a break, and now she's got, like, I don't even know how many Harry Potter books there are, but there are a lot of them, and she is, I'm sure, very happy as a clam. There's my guy, Albert Einstein. He didn't speak until he was 4 years old. They thought he was dumb and he was lazy. And he made a mark in the science world that, everybody knows E equals MC squared. So this is Napoleon Hill, and he wrote Think and Grow Rich. And he also wrote the 16 Success in 16 Lessons. And those books are amazing. I've read them both. And pretty much anyone who is looking for success knows him and knows his books. David Bowie. Here's a guy that he broke all the rules. And it didn't matter. He did what he wanted to do. He reinvented himself. Every time he came out with a record, it was something different, something new, something fresh and innovative. And I'm sure he had his issues and his problems, but that didn't stop him. He was David Bowie. Stevie Ray Vaughan, an incredible blues guitarist who changed the face of the blues. He was just a total package. And unfortunately, he did die at age 35. He had a lot of problems with some addictions, but that didn't stop him. He just kept doing what he did because he loved it. So this is my mentor. This is Chris Duncan. He's the founder of the Magnetic Mind Method. Sorry, I gotta have some water here. And he builds million-dollar businesses. He's a product of the stuff that I'm gonna show you today. And he lives his dreams. Because of this system, he built a digital marketing company for over $5 million in revenue. He's an author, married the love of his life, lived and worked from dozens of countries, and now he calls Paradise home, which is actually the Gold Coast of Australia. And he lives a life of freedom doing what matters most. But that's not how it all started for him. And I can really relate because we're similar in certain ways, and I'm sure that he's very relatable to a lot of people. He grew up middle class in a house full of love, and he followed societal rules, and he went to university, and he got a good job. But he built million-dollar businesses and lost them. And he found he couldn't love what he was doing and keep the businesses. Why was that? He learned all healing and self-help modalities, but nothing worked. Why? He came from a working-class family and had unconscious sabotaging beliefs about making money and being the best. So he had what we call sabotaging beliefs. And you can get them from your generational line or your family just saying money doesn't grow on trees, just like little things like that. And you're just like, oh, well, okay, well, I guess it's not going to work for me. But he realized that he created everything in his life, good and bad. And he realized that all self-help he was learning was about fixing yourself instead of just going for what you want. He studied with Colette Stryker, and he rewired his brain for success. And you can look her up, but some of the stuff that we're doing today is definitely based on Colette, and he worked with William Whitecloud, and we'll teach you about structure, which you need to be in order to achieve your goals. He learned to be it before you see it. If you're waiting to see something and you're not that person, it's going to be very hard for you. I'm not going to say that you can't get there, but it's going to be harder than if you can actually see your vision. You must feel good now as if you have your results already. So he got into the emotion of his end results. He created a $5 million business in 2 years, and he moved to Paradise, as I said before, and married the love of his life. So nothing is impossible. So why don't we have what we want? That's a good question. Today is for you. If you have not gotten something that you want out of life, a desire, a dream, it could be big, it could be small. If you're having troubles getting there, this is for you. So my goal today is to show you the science and the teachings behind it all and to change your attraction point. And a 12-month process that you can choose to do with me as your coach. So I appreciate you, and today I'll teach you the 5 steps and give you the opportunity to work with me for a year. Okay, so here's the problem. You've been trying to create an outcome for years, and you still don't have it. Mistake number 1. Let's just go through some of this. And there's a mistake actually before number 1, and that's listening to the wrong people. Listening to broke people. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. So mistake number 1, B, I'd call it, is trying to heal the current reality instead. Just let it go. So mistake number 2 is working on your conscious mind, because all your decisions are made from an unconscious blueprint. Mistake number 3 is focusing on new strategies and thinking you don't know enough. So you keep trying to learn other things and this and that, but you're never going to say that you're good enough to, get to the next level. Mistake number 4 is thinking that you'll change when you achieve the result. And you will not. You need to be it now in order to see it later. Just go from the vision of what you want and stay there. Mistake number 5, out of emotional alignment with what you desire, you can't grow an abundance tree if you plant seeds of scarcity. Mistake number 6 is thinking you can't change. Neuroplasticity and epigenetics tells us different. We prove we can change through this consolidating moment which happened in 2001. It was discovered. And that just means that you can actually replace memories or displace them, which is kind of what the work that we're going to be doing today. All right, let me just play this video. I think I can play it. There we go. Just give me 1 second. Let's see what I'm doing. All right, this is the inside of your brain. Now, these are your neural pathways, and as you can see, as you're learning, they start to join. So now you can see the synapses firing here, and then they actually join together. So when you are learning about anything, it becomes solid like that. But, as you can see over here, when you stop learning or you stop having those thoughts, they break apart. So you can actually change the actual construction of your brain. So that's pretty interesting. Mistake number 7 is trying to do it yourself because you can't see everything that's going on. It's kind of like being too close to the issue, And you need somebody on the outside, like a coach, to show you what you need to do. The science, with my buddy Thomas Dolby there. This is the science behind what we're going to do today, the superconscious recode. So tangible versus intangible. It's very simple. Tangible things are physical matter like a desk or a speaker or a chair, things you can touch and feel. Intangible is music and hearing and thoughts and consciousness. You can't see any of that, but it's there. It exists. So just as a table, a chair, a building, or whatever exists, so does this other realm of things. So you have 3 memories: the unconscious, the self-conscious, and the superconscious. And I'm going to draw something on the board for you now to kind of depict that. Okay, so can everybody see? I'm sorry, I think I just forgot all the people in the online. You can just give me a number 1 if you're there, and following along, that would be great. So thank you for that. Okay, so I'm going to draw you a timeline. And I hope you can see it. All right, this is the present here, okay? And this is conception. This pen is not the best. I got to talk to the guy at Staples about these pens. Okay, here's birth, and here's 4 years, okay? All right, so your unconscious mind starts to develop between the conception and the birth. Okay, so that's your unconscious. Your self-conscious mind begins to develop probably around age 4 and somewhere around here. Okay, some it's earlier, some it's a little later, but it's around that range. So your superconscious has always been there, and it will always be there. Superconscious. And as I said before, it's a field of information. It has, it's a memory of you, it's a memory of others, it's a memory of just events that happen, but it's not passionate. It doesn't care about anything. So I'll get rid of that. So everybody with me so far? Okay, good. Okay, yes, ma'am. You know. All right, so here. Your unconscious versus superconscious. The subconscious works to keep you alive. It takes care of all your body systems. I'm sure, you know, you medical folks here, you know that. And that's where your thoughts and emotions are. So when you're relying on your superconscious to go for your dreams, it's a little difficult because there's a lot of stuff that's already there that's kind of coaching you and saying, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. It protects you from harm and tries to keep you safe. Now, it's very valuable and very important. I'm not saying that, you know, you just don't want to have a subconscious mind or unconscious mind. That's supposed to say unconscious. So superconscious is the field of information and doesn't care, and it speaks through metaphors and symbols. All right, and now we're going to talk about fields around your body. So, all right, Joan wants me to draw big, so I'll draw big. Okay. Here's you, and here's me, the coach. Around all of us, there is an individual field. It's our family field, and all of our family stuff is in there, our generational stuff, and I don't know if you believe in past lives or whatever. It's all in this field. Around this both of us is the superconscious field. So we're all connected to that field together. All right. You guys got that? Looks like a couple of big eyes. Okay. How's everybody doing? You doing good? All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. How you doing over in the cyber world over there? All right. So I'm going to show you about the active experience, which just means your reality right now. Okay? So this is your reality. This is your unconscious mind and your self-conscious. Okay? Out here, you have these memories. You have these personalities that when something happens, you might get triggered. And they just come in and you don't even realize what happened. You might get upset about something. You might just have a reaction. And you don't know where it came from. That's all because you have these dormant memories. Dormant. So I can give you an example of this, is that a lot of people remember, unless you're too young to remember, which is all possible, where you were on 9/11. Or where you were when you found out that a loved one passed away. You don't think about it every day. You just get keyed in when that subject comes up. So that's what these are. These are kind of like little trigger points. All right. So that's good for now. How you guys doing? Okay. Thank you, Clayton. One guy's doing good. I don't know. I can't blame him. I really can't. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a little river of dreams metaphor. And I'll draw it out for you too. Because this is going to come into play when we do the superconscious recode. Now the recode is not anything to be afraid of. It's not a meditation and it's not hypnosis. But it's very effective in removing resistance, which I will show you what I mean by that. Okay, so you have this river. Okay? Nice river. And you're over here. Okay, you got your little raft. Put a little guy on there. Okay, so you're going down this river, okay? So there's like these rocks, these boulders that are impeding you from easily going from point A, which is where you are currently, to point B, which is where you want to get to. So you're traversing this river, and then you're like, boom, you hit that boulder. But in your toolbox, you have a little silver hammer. And you can take that little hammer and you can bang on that boulder until it's broken up enough that you can just easily go around it. And you can do that each time you come across resistance. Okay? So you have the tools in your tool belt to get down here. All right? Awesome. So we're going to remember that as we go through the superconscious recode. Sorry, Joe. Okay. What else we got here? Okay. So this is very important. Structure. In order for you to get to your dreams and your goals, you must be within a structure. If you're not structured correctly, it's going to be more difficult to get to where you want, and I'll show you why. Let's talk about oscillating structures, and I'll draw you another thing here. Okay, so here's your current reality. And you want to get to your dream, which is your end result. We'll just call it that. So, you want to just go easily over to here. What we find is that if you are attached to your identity at this point, it's not going to, when you get here, your identity is going to change. And this identity doesn't want to die, okay? So you can't get over to there. If you believe that things are bad here and better here, it's almost impossible to get there. You're feeling bad, so you're bringing that bad with you. And what happens is you start moving this way, and then you come back because you don't feel good about your progress. It doesn't feel good because you're thinking that you're coming from a place that's bad. So it's like a rubber band. You pull on the rubber band and you want to release it so that the tension is released. You don't want to feel that pull. You don't want to feel, it's the resistance. There's resistance there. So to feel better, you just say, you know what? I really didn't want that anyway. So I'm just going to go back here. And you do feel relief, but then, 10 years goes by, 20 years go by, you still haven't done what you wanted to do because you weren't allowing yourself to get from this point to this point because you were resisting. You had a lot of things in your unconscious, and you were self-conscious about it, so you couldn't get there. All right? So tension structure is very important. And we're going to get you from point A to point B. If you're completely stuck, this is you here, you have all these options. You can do all of those things. But you just keep going backwards because you don't know what to choose. You don't know what you want. You just keep going back here, and you're never going to get over to this point. Now, a completely flowing structure means that in your current reality, you feel good. You're glad you have dreams, and you're moving towards them, and you just get there. Because you're going to feel good there, and you're going to feel good here. So you need to always feel as best as you can to get from where you are to where you're going. Because honestly, where you are right now, there are good things and there are bad things. Or things that you don't like. And when you get to your goal, there's good things and bad things too. You might want to build a business, but now you can't see your family as much. And here, you might be seeing your family too much. You want to build that business, you know what I mean? So it's a catch-22 in a way. So you just have to feel good and know that if you take the proper steps, you're going to get to your end result. Okay? So, all right. How's everybody doing? All right. Cool. Okay, let's go on. What do we got next? Okay, so what benefits come from this resistance that we have to getting what we want out of life? All right, this little baby is important. This little baby here is important because a lot of us are still living as if we were these little babies when our parents told us, no, don't do that. So you embody that. And then you start feeling like you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or you don't belong. You're insignificant and invisible, or you're not capable, or you're just not perfect. You're not going to go to the next step until it's perfect. Well, I can say from experience that if I waited that long, I wouldn't be doing much of anything. So these are very important to recognize. So here's some rules of thumb. You will never see it until you be it. And you must always carry the end result feeling with you as if you already have it. You must feel good about where you are now, and you have to let go of those sabotage patterns. And again, you cannot sow seeds of scarcity and expect abundance. And stop trying to fix yourself. All self-help that's out there is telling you you have to fix something about yourself. You do not. Because if you're wasting time trying to fix yourself, You don't even know what you need to fix, number one. It could be anything, you know? So you're wasting all this time trying to do that instead of just going for what you want and forget about that stuff. It's not important. Okay, now this is the fun part. We're going to do a demo. We're going to do a superconscious recode, okay? So let me get myself all squared away here. Have a little drink of water. And this is going to be fun. You guys are going to like it. All right. Oh, is that good? Okay. All right, it's crazy. Really like to thank you guys for being here today. Such surprising people to see as well. So thank you very much. All right, so we're going to do this superconscious recode. And let's just go through. These are the 5 steps to consciously create your desire. The first step is to choose a true goal and learn how to align your target with your end result and move forward with complete clarity, which is pretty much what I was showing you before about, I should have left it up there, the current reality to the end result. So what are true goals, first of all? True goals are not about really improving yourself, because if you're trying to improve yourself, you're doing something to make yourself better, and you're already better. You're already everything that you are, which is, you know, a spiritual being. So you can't get any better than that, seriously. So a true goal is something that you would love, and something that, you know, if it's about other people, it's got to be about you. It can be about other people, but in the end, it has to be that you love it, and you would only do it because you love it. So I'd like you to just take a moment and maybe write down something that you'd like to create, whether it is building a business or, you know, having loving relationships or creating wealth. Yes, I'm getting to that. See, you're smart. You're smart. You're way ahead of me. I think you were looking at my notes. Yeah. What if you're really thinking broadly, you would say you want to create a life you love, and that goes a long way. You can be very specific, if you'd like, as well. If you have a goal in mind that you really want, that's good. That's good. Just know that you're going to feel good about it, you know. So we're going to say it this way. And when you write it down, write this down. I choose the end result of your goal. Just write your goal after that. I choose to create the end result of whatever your goal is. And anybody in the chat room, give me a number 1 if you're with me on that. Awesome, thank you. All right. Good job, good job. All right. So I'll give you some time to write the stuff down. And when you're ready, we're just going to get into the emotion of that end result. And it's very important to really, really visualize it. All right, cool. And you know, it can be anything. Anything. As long as it's not coming from a place of scarcity or a sabotaging belief. If you want to create something so that you feel more worthy, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work. So, all right. So what I'd like you to do is after you've written down what your goal is, I'd like you to all close your eyes and just relax. Breathe into it. And I would like you to say to yourself, I choose the end result of living the life or creating a life I love, or whatever your goal is. And how does that feel? Really get into the emotion and how wonderful that is to have this. You're spending more time with your family, building a business, helping people. It just is awesome. It feels so, so good. Just really, really feel into it. Who are the people that you see? What are you doing? It's just an amazing, amazing feeling. Feels so good. And it's right there. And you need to just visualize it. See it and feel it with all your senses. This is what you want. It makes you happy. And you love it. It feels so good. Okay, now once you have that feeling, you can open your eyes and come back. So I hope that was good for you, because now we're going to go to your current reality. And I want you to write down how you feel in comparison to that end result. How does it make you feel where you are now? And be honest. You don't have to beat yourself up. Just be honest about how you feel right now. And it's okay. And give me number 1 in the chat box if you're with me on that end. All right. Yeah. Good. Excellent. Okay. This allows us to feel that 2-point structure that I'm talking about, where you have where you want to be and you have where you are now. And, you want to be pulled towards the end result. And that would be, we want it to be the path of least resistance, when you get pulled to what you want. So I want you to think about this, and you can write it down. What emotions stop you from having what you want? What are the things impeding your progress? And what beliefs do you have about yourself that stop you from having this end result? And it could be these the 6 sabotaging beliefs, which, if you don't feel like you belong, or if you feel like this is for somebody else and not for you, it's all these negative beliefs that have been placed there. So what do you believe about the goal or the end result? Is it unobtainable? Is it too hard to get there? Will it take too long? Or that it's just not for you and it's for somebody else? How do you feel about that? Today we're going to work on releasing those structures. So what I'd like you to do is to put a circle around all the resistance that you wrote down. And then I'd like you to think about a number from 0 to 10. 0 being completely flowing, like you're going to get that end result, or 10 where you're totally stuck. So where do you fall in there from 0 to 10? 5 being, it's tough, but you're right in the middle, to 10 being, it's never going to happen. So where are you there? So write that number down. And now we're going to do the superconscious recode. So I didn't even go through the slides. Okay, we did that. We created the tension structure with the A and the B, or the current reality to the end result. Okay? And we went into the emotion of the end result. That's step 3. And step 4 is where we are now. We're going to unplug and recode. So this is a very simple process for you guys. All you have to do is close your eyes, and I'm going to do all the heavy lifting here. I'm going to get my chair. It's pretty heavy. I'm going to lift it over here. Okay. Come on now. Come on. All right. I'm having fun with you guys. Thank you so much once again. All right. So what you're going to do in a moment is close your eyes, and then I'm going to ask you to give me permission to connect with your superconscious. It's nothing to be afraid of. The superconscious will not allow me to treat anything that it won't allow me to treat. So you can just close your eyes and just give Arlene permission to connect to your superconscious. And just breathe and relax. You'll hear me speaking to you as superconscious. So don't be alarmed or surprised. That's just how we do this. Superconscious, are you there? Yes. Of course. Superconscious, bring up all the resistance there is around this choice, around this end result that we have chosen. Do you see the emotions within this choice? Yes. Please treat everything and do a massive change history as needed. Thank you. Okay, guys, just breathe. Get the most out of this. No identities will die. Only what is allowed to be treated will be treated. Superconscious, do you see the original event in the timeline or in the generational timeline or DNA or past lives? Yes. Please treat and do a massive change history on the original event and all other events as needed. Thank you. Just breathe and notice if there's any shifts or what's there. Just relax into it and just allow. Superconscious, please bring into the active experience all thought structures, memories, and beliefs causing resistance in this choice. Please treat in the perfect way and the perfect order and do a massive change history as needed. Thank you. Superconscious is their resistance within the body systems. Yes. Do you see the emotions the body systems hold? Please treat the brain, the entire nervous system, the bones, the ligaments, the joints, and the cartilage, and the muscles, and the tendons. Please treat the endocrine system. Please treat the respiratory system and the heart, the digestive system, and all systems that are resistant to the end result. Just breathe. Superconscious, please treat all the chakras, top to bottom, front to back. Please treat the spirit and the soul. And do a massive change history as needed. Thank you. Please treat any resistance with the color red. Okay. Superconscious, please bring into the active experience the old identity that wants to keep us safe. Let it know that it requires treatment. And it will still exist, but it won't be the main identity or so predominant. Please do a full superconscious recode and just allow the ID to change. Thank you. Superconscious, if there are any future events creating resistance, please treat and do a massive change history as needed. Thank you. So just breathe. Relax. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to me whenever you're ready. So now, how did that feel? How was that? How did your number change, or did it change from when we began with the number that you wrote down? How do you feel now? Did it come down? Are you flowing a little bit better? So just write down whatever number you may feel you're at now. I mean, just make it up, And give me a number 1 over on my online family, if you're still with me. All right, so we're going to do a second round of this, because now you know how it kind of goes, and you know that nothing happened, Your brain didn't fall out of your ear or anything like that. It's all good, Which, might be a good thing for some people, I don't know. But anyway. All right, so we'll just wait one sec for Taylor to come back. All right. Anybody have anything to add or say, or how they felt during the recode, during that part? You felt zen. Nice. That's perfect. That's perfect, yeah. Because, like, the more you do recodes, which you should have one, like, once a week, minimum, you know, and you have to give yourself time to actually, when you go through the process, to let your body and your mind just go through the process. And so you don't want to do too many of them, but once a week is really recommended to do that. So that's a good feeling to have, especially when you're moving towards your goals and dreams. And if you can tap into that while you're moving from point A to point B, it really helps a lot. So, all right, so we're going to do this again. And once again, I'll just have you close your eyes and give me permission. I give Arlene permission to connect with my superconscious. And just get the most out of it and just relax and notice what's there. And again, I will only treat what is allowed to be treated. So let's have an amazing experience. Superconscious, are you there? Yes. Superconscious, do you see the fear of change? The worry of change? Belief that I can't change? The belief that this is who I am? Please bring all this experience up into the active experience. And put all the resistance about changes into a bubble. Superconscious, please treat and do a full superconscious recode. Do a massive change history. And allow all those ways of being to stay in the past and not affect the future. Imagine taking all this resistance and putting it in a bag, throwing it over your shoulder, and climbing the highest mountain with this sack on your back that's heavy, and you're going up this mountain, and you just take this sack when you get to the peak, and you just throw it over, never to be seen again, and you're free, completely free of it. So breathe and stay present. Superconscious, do you see the new choice? Yes. Reinforce it with love. Is there any resistance in the way? Please bring it all into the active experience and treat it in the perfect way and the perfect order. Thank you. Superconscious, it is our decision to have this new reality. Please treat and do a massive change history and a full superconscious recode on all the resistance in the active experience. Thank you. Superconscious, please invite the metaphor of the river of dreams, where we easily float down the river. And if there is any resistance, we can easily break it apart with our silver hammer, and we can continue down the river to our end result. Superconscious, please reinforce our new choice with love for ourselves, others, and the world. Superconscious, please reinforce our choice goal with self-belief and self-acceptance. Please ground memories 1, 2, and 3, future memories, and all other aspects of consciousness. And please tag all aspects for future treatments. Just breathe now. Relax. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. So how's everybody doing? Doing good? All right. So what's your number now? Is it lower? You got a number 1? That's because you're number 1. Good job. You are number 1. You see? You gotta be it to see it, right? You're number 1. All right, cool. So, did everybody like that? Was nice? Awesome. Yeah. The recode is a very, very, very intense, but just easy thing to have done and enjoy. It's a very enjoyable experience. So, did you guys learn something cool today? All right. So, okay. So having recodes all the time is not going to get you from point A to point B. It helps tremendously, but you got to take an action. You have to take an obvious action. So whatever it is for your goal, let's say you're building a business, well, I don't know, get a website or something, Start. You have to start. Take a step. Talk to someone, that does what you want to do. So just think about that, and you just have to take a step forward. This was me before the recode, and this is me after. So you can see that there's some huge changes that can happen, I got a better hairdresser or something, But anyway, this is my little bird, cutie pie. And I don't know who that is, but that was then and this is now, so that's great. All right. So let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the evening so far? It's good? Having fun? Okay, great. Me too. What would it be like to spend 12 months together? I'll tell you. I'm not going to expect any answers. I will tell you. Introducing Be It to See It. It's a 12-month transformational journey for anyone wanting to magnetically create their future. And here's what you get. You get weekly recodes and coaching sessions, 2 times a week for 12 months. The Be It to See It core program, and I'll just go right through these. Create your lenses. This is something that you do every day. You have to actually journal what you're doing, and you go through your year, and we break down your year and break it down to day to day. It's very important, and it moves you forward. We'll align your values. We'll learn what really motivates you to action. We'll do practical alchemy, how to create from nothing fast. We'll do a perceptual shift process and learn how beliefs are created, internal frames, and money beliefs. We'll do a 7-step emotional alignment. Some great, great stuff to just take you step by step to where you want to go. Learn about the MAP method and heal traumas, challenges, and pain. There are actually people that have gone through this program who were legally blind and now they can see. So this is some amazing stuff. Do out negative emotions, which are triggers. Get rid of the triggers. We'll do a quantum model of manifesting. Remove internal conflicts. We'll work on metaphors, like the river of dreams. We'll work on your family entanglements, which it has to do with a lot of stuff that's in your field that has nothing to do with you personally, but your generational coding. And then we'll talk about the matrix and how it works, and the double bubble, how to get to one goal and how to get to the next one. Who does this work for? Anyone committed to learning a process to create predictable change and wants to have total freedom. This is why people don't get started. You think you're not ready. You're never going to be ready. You just got to do it. So, the Be It to See It Masterclass, 2 weeks, 2 times a week, live group recode and coaching sessions with me. Normally, this is 100 sessions, and they're $100 a session, so it's like almost 10 grand for that. You also get, today's bonus, you get transformational meditations by me. They're under 20 minutes each, and they're designed to create long-lasting change, from wealth to health to overcoming procrastination and self-doubt. So those they're valued at $2,000. These are the core meditations you'll get. You get a magnetic alignment, negative belief flip, inner power, quantum jumping, dissolve conflicted parts, total financial abundance, authentic confidence, internal inner fire. You also get bonus number 2. You'll get access to my mentor, Chris Duncan's Magnetic Mind Mastermind class. That's the first 20 folks only that I can give that to. And it's a video archive of some incredible stuff that Chris he's the master, so you would really want that. He teaches in depth about all topics relating to superconscious transformation, and that's valued at $3,000. You also get, today's bonus number 3, you'll get his ebook, You're Not Broken, which I have a copy of somewhere here today. It's okay. And this shows you all about the superconscious recode, and it's just like a blueprint of all of it. It lays the groundwork for obtaining anything and everything you desire. And for the first 10 people here today, it's priceless. I can't even put a price on that. So what you're gonna get is 12 months, 2 times a week, group recode with me, a value of $9,999. Today's bonuses, transformational meditation series, which is valued at $2,000. Access to Chris Duncan's Magnetic Mind Masterclass, which is, he charges $3,000 for that. And then you get the book. So the total value of $14,000. The normal price is $5,000 for all of that. All right, so you get all of that stuff today. Only is $1,995 or $49 a week for a year. The reason why we do this stuff for a year is because it takes many, many months to get into the groove, to get yourself really working, get your mind working the way it should. And there's an extra bonus. You get to join the private Be It to See It Facebook community, and you get to talk to each other and share ideas and your progress. And then there's even another option. Option number 4, $55 a week for 5 months. And I also offer one-on-one sessions for $199 per hour. So for just $7 a day, if you pay the $1,995 in one payment, you can unlock your magnetic mind, and it'll be the best decision that you will ever make. So, how much do you want it? I'd like to thank you all for being here today. And I appreciate your time. And send me an email to Arlene at beittoseeit.com if you have any questions or any comments. And I hope to see you on the other side of this webinar. Well, take care of yourselves. Thank you.